Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm proud to say that I am now officially on the roster for making professional sketch cards for a company. In my last video, I created 10 different sketch cards, and I did it with the intent of applying for a position with a company called RRParks. They're very well known, or it's actually one individual named Richard Parks who owns the company, but he's extremely passionate about creating different sketch card sets, and I knew that he'd be the right person to start with. If you don't know what a sketch card is, you can watch one of my previous videos. They are hand-drawn art cards that are 2.5 by 3.5 inches, and they are officially licensed by that company, whoever's getting you to hire or whoever's hiring you to draw them. They get inserted into packs at random, and when people buy the packs and they rip them open and they check out their base cards, every once in a while you'll find a special hand-drawn art card in there. So I figured that was kind of a cool way to get into the art industry. I've always wanted to become like a professional artist, and I think this is a great stepping stone. So in my last video, I made 10 different cards, as I said, but I didn't just make them at random. I knew that I wanted to contact Richard Parks first. So what I did was I went to his Facebook page and I did a little research as to which sets he was going to be producing this year. So I know that every year for at least the last 4 years, I believe, he's made a set called Pirates and Privateers, and he's also made Halloween sets, and he's also done a whole bunch of other ones, Ultraman and whatever else. But I thought that those two would be good ones to start with, so that's why I made those cards specifically to kind of gear towards his sets. Then what I did was I took pictures of all my finished ones, put them into one image document using Adobe Photoshop, and I contacted him through Facebook. It just so happened that he was online at that exact moment, so we were able to converse right away. I said to him that I was an interested sketch card artist and I had produced some cards for him. I was wondering if he'd be interested in checking them out and maybe, hiring me on for one of the sets. He was very receptive, and from what I've learned in his videos in the podcast, the Penciled In podcast, he's rather direct. If he doesn't like your style, he'll tell you, and if he doesn't think you're a good fit, he'll tell you. But in this case, he liked my work. He said I had a fun and delightful style. So again, I sent that one image with all of my cards over to him, and then within probably like 1 or 2 minutes, he sent it back with the red boxes around the ones that he liked the most. And that's great because now I kind of have an idea of how to gear them towards, for his sets, things he likes. I noticed that he likes the facial expressions, I think. He liked the real pirate people. He didn't like my scenes as much. And he didn't like my monkey and inanimate object type stuff. I think it was more of the expression on the faces and kind of fun, wacky characters. And after we had a little chat, he invited me on to his upcoming series. He sent me the documents that I read over and agreed to and sent him my address so that he will now be shipping me 12 blank cards that say Pirates and Privateers on that's all it is. That's all it'll say on the card. And that means I have kind of free reign with a few limitations as to what I can draw on those cards. And then what's going to happen, I'm going to do 9 of the 12 and ship them back to him that he is going to then input into the packs. I will be getting paid $5 a card, which is understandable because cards are not that expensive. I think anybody that wants to get into sketch card art, you're doing it for maybe to grow your resume, and that's what I'm doing it for. I like the whole idea of the whole sketch card community. I like what people are doing with it. I'd like to be part of it, and I'd like to try to grow my, work on my skills and kind of grow my following through that way. And then the 3 other cards are leftover blank cards, and they are called artist return cards, I believe. And so that means that now I have those 3 blanks, so that if someone in the future said, "Oh, I really like your style, would you be able to draw me something on one of those cards?" And then I can sell it for whatever price I want. So I could say, yeah, I want to do a commission for $30 and I will draw, a pirate for you if that's what you want, and it'll be on the official cardstock. Now, obviously I have my own cards backings, but they're not as prestigious as these sets or part of the set. And the other thing that I learned online that he didn't mention, but I learned while watching his podcast, was that those 3 cards then have to be, once I've drawn them, I have to take a picture and send it to him so that he can approve it. So I can't say if he gives me a card that's his official stock and it's private and or pirates and privateers, and I draw something totally weird and not part of that set and maybe offensive or something like that, then that's against his rules, and he'll just say, no, you can't send that out. And there you go. That's how it works. So I have to approve. He has to approve that picture first. Now, as I said, he is kind of like the godfather of like indie card sets, from what I gathered. He is unbelievably passionate about this kind of career. He's making tons of different sets. He loves what he does. He loves involving different people. He encourages other people to do it. So I thought naturally he'd be the right person to contact first. And luckily, I think I was right on that. He then told me a number of different companies that I should write to next and apply to them, because they also are good, you know, people to work with. He said there are a lot of different companies out there that are not necessarily reputable. You need to vet them first. There are some that just don't pay you. There are some that pay you like months later. He said that he prides himself on paying immediately once the cards get to him, and if he doesn't like the cards, he still pays the artist for the card. He just won't offer them a contract again in the future. So that's good in that sense. You'll definitely get paid. Personally, I would rather be asked back. I just want to be doing this because it's kind of a fun interest for me, and I'd be drawing by myself anyway, like doing something at random anyway. So I'm really learning a lot too. So my next step is I'm creating a whole bunch of other cards, which I will be showing you in my next video, that's going to be geared towards the next person in my list that I'm going to write to. So I hope you found this video sort of interesting and informative. I think if you have questions about sketch cards or you want to get into it yourself, I would highly recommend it. I think it's a really cool industry and something that I knew nothing about just a couple months ago, and now here I am making sketch cards and I'm officially on their roster, which is pretty awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have questions, leave them down below. Give me a thumbs up, I would appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.